We're all drowning in life hacks and productivity tricks, right? But what if the solution to all our digital chaos wasn't another app or another trick, but a rhythm? In this explainer, we're going to break down a really powerful framework from our source material. It's designed to help you, finally, take back control of your own attention. This line, man, it really just sets the entire stage for what we're about to get into. See, this isn't about optimizing your workflow for the noisy marketplace of notifications and endless demands. No, it's about remembering the value of your own mind, your own body, your own temple of focus. And that's our promise to you for this explainer. We are going to walk through a system designed to help you stand up, reclaim your focus, and finally stop kneeling at the altar of digital distraction. Okay, first things first, we have to understand the enemy. The source material doesn't frame this as some minor annoyance. No, it calls it a full-blown siege of attention. It's a battle, and every scroll, every notification, that's a skirmish for your mind. And in this battle, the antagonist actually has a name: the hungry ghost. This is that part of you that's just never satisfied, right? Always craving another hit of information, another refresh of the feed. It's the part that feels totally empty even after hours of what they call digital feasting. Just recognizing this antagonist, that's the first step. So, the big question is, how do we fight back? Well, the first counter move is a ritual called the dawn anchor. And this is all about setting the terms of engagement for the rest of your day, right from the very beginning. The key thing here is the timing. This is a preemptive strike. You act before the digital world even has a chance to get its hooks in you, before the, quote, dopamine merchants can even set up their stalls for the day. You claim your own mind first. And this is where it gets really cool, this blend of ancient wisdom and modern science. The myth talks about striking while the hungry ghost is still sluggish in the morning. And the science? It backs this up with hard data from neuroscientists like Andrew Huberman, who's shown how morning sunlight triggers a healthy cortisol pulse that sets your whole body clock. It's like two different languages describing the exact same fundamental truth. So how do you actually do it? Well, the practice is super simple and concrete. 5 minutes of sunlight to wake up your biology, 12 minutes of a specific breathing technique to calm and focus your nervous system, and then 10 minutes to set a clear intention to visualize your most important work as if it's already done. And this is absolutely the crucial point. This morning ritual, it's not about finding some passive, zen-like state of calm. It's an active, powerful declaration. You are literally drawing a line in the sand and telling the digital world, this mind, this is mine today. All right, so you've claimed your morning territory. Now what? Let's see how the second ritual builds on that. To protect your focus during the day, you need a fortress, and this is what we call the deep work citadel. I just love this imagery. It completely reframes focused work from being a chore into something sacred and powerful. You're not just sitting down at a desk. You are entering a protected space with the same intention and gravity of a knight preparing for battle. And the distractions of the outside world, they just can't get in. So how long do you stay in the citadel? Well, the science points to a sweet spot, 90 to 120 minutes. And this isn't some arbitrary number. It actually aligns with our body's natural ultradian rhythms. The cycles of high and low energy we all have throughout the day. It's about working with your biology, not against it. And here we go again. We see this amazing pattern of myth and science converging. The knight in a cathedral metaphor. It poetically describes what author Cal Newport's research on deep work actually proves, that these long, uninterrupted blocks of work literally strengthen the parts of our brain responsible for focus while quieting down the part that's responsible for all that mind wandering. The practice itself is, once again, brutally simple. Your phone is out of sight, preferably in a whole other room. You set one and only one clear objective for the session. You work for that 90 to 120-minute block, and then, and this is key, you take a 30-second pause at the end to really let that feeling of accomplishment sink in. That little pause helps convert the state of focus into a long-term trait. Okay, so you've anchored your morning and you've fortified your day, but the battle isn't over. The final piece of the puzzle is the evening harvest, and this is all about how you close the loop. This is such a powerful and, let's be honest, relatable idea. How many times have you had a really productive day only to undo it all with late-night scrolling, anxious thoughts, and just bad sleep? This ritual is designed to stop that leak. The myth describes this process as gathering the scattered pieces of your soul. The science, it calls it regulating your cortisol and allowing the glymphatic system to do its job, which is basically a nightly brainwash that clears out all the metabolic junk. If you're jacked up on blue light and stewing in your thoughts, that whole cleansing process gets sabotaged. The practice for the evening harvest is really a shutdown procedure. Screens off, 90 minutes before bed. 10 minutes focusing on 3 positive things from the day to prime your brain for restorative sleep. 10 minutes of a simple mindfulness practice. And finally, you write one single sentence to consciously acknowledge where you invested your most valuable resource that day, your attention. And look at this. This is the transformation. Through this evening ritual, the hungry ghost, our antagonist, starts to change. It's no longer just a source of endless craving. It becomes a guardian, helping you consciously sort through the day's experiences, keeping the treasure and tossing out the trash. So there we have it, our 3 rituals: the dawn anchor, the deep work citadel, and the evening harvest. But here's the most important insight of all. These are not just 3 separate items on some to-do list. This is the synthesis. This is the whole point. The morning claims your focus, the day forges it through deep work, and the evening gathers and protects it. See how they're interconnected? Each one strengthens the others. They form a single, powerful, living rhythm. And this might be the most profound takeaway of all. The goal is not to kill the part of you that gets distracted. That's impossible, and it's the wrong fight. The goal is to transform it. Your former weakness becomes your strength, a scarred librarian who remembers the cost of being unconscious and helps you stay on track. Ultimately, this is about identity. You don't just do these rituals. You become the kind of person who lives by them. The practice stops being something you have to force and starts being an effortless expression of who you really are. And that's really the final question, isn't it? This is a powerful framework, but the tools are only as good as the person who wields them. The siege on your attention ends when embodying this rhythm becomes your new identity. So the real question is, who will you become?